John, we're very happy to have you here as our keynote speaker.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here.
I guess in the news today is it's going to be the changeover in the Bank of England governor. It's something everyone's talking about. Do you think there's going to be any changes he's going to bring in, or is he going to be a different type of character? Or do you know anything about him at all?
Well, I know a little bit about him. Around the world, central banks are confronting this with a variety of new instruments, including so-called forward guidance and quantitative easing. And the Bank of England has begun to move in that direction. My suspicion is that Mark Carney may take it another step. I don't have any details on that, but I think that would be a reasonable expectation. The challenge, of course, in managing these unconventional instruments is to communicate clearly to the private sector what it is that banks are doing, what they're trying to do. And I think as we watch developments this week in the financial markets in the US, we're seeing that challenge. Bond markets are having a tough time understanding exactly when the Fed is going to taper off quantitative easing, exactly what is the nature of the forward guidance. There's a lot of discussion and a lot of confusion, and that's the big challenge today, is communication. What I think is clear is that the UK has serious economic challenges, which in my view arise largely from the greater need to restructure the economy in the UK than in the US. The UK had and has a much larger financial sector relative to the size of the total economy than the US. And probably during the credit boom, it got too large, and it's never going to get back to that size, which means that resources are going to be shifting into other parts of the economy. At the same time, North Sea oil and gas is tapering off. In the US, we now have, as you know, a shale oil and gas boom. Maybe in the future Britain can share in that kind of shift, but it isn't happening now. So the scale of the restructuring is larger. Then beyond that, you have the fact that the British banking system is highly concentrated, and some of the banks, the ones that are still largely state-owned, are quite weakly capitalized. And I think this is inhibiting recovery in the UK, and it's a big challenge for the Bank of England and for the government to understand how to bring the British banking system back to a more healthy state.